Tip number 4 is value your verticals. Now, the problem we sometimes see is that clients tend to put all of their investment into their annual industry big jamboree, and that leads to a spike in investment in activity that sometimes doesn't create the most sales efficiency or proficiency. As we say in our training, none of us are good at occasional sports. Whilst your major industry event can deliver fantastic ROI, the audience profile at those tends to be a bit broader, and of course you generally will need to make proportionately a larger investment in a more competitive large-scale event. So if within your client or prospect base you're seeing particular traction grow in a specific vertical or a subset of that audience you might have seen at the bigger annual event, there's likely a niche conference or event at which you could generate significant ROI. Now, it may be that that event doesn't actually directly cover your particular discipline, but it can still be valuable. So do your research about your hot verticals and any niche events that service those, and then you can consider experimenting with a smaller presence at those events to establish where you're going to get the best lead versus investment ratio. And this sort of exhibiting can be experimental. It can be toe in the water with a small presence and a hyper-focused message where you're just presenting the very, very relevant facets of your proposition and stories that are specific to that vertical. So let's give an example of how this could look. Let's say there's a HR software company that goes to the large HR events every year, but the sales team are reporting that they're gaining particular traction in shift rotor management, for instance, particularly within that automotive sector. This is the sort of thing we're looking for. So now we might go looking for a niche event. Now, it might not be a niche event for HR software within automotive. It might be a niche event for automotive ops, because the ops people are likely to have this challenge as part of their, as part of their world. So that's where we would go looking potentially for that niche event, and then we would consider going there with a hyper-focused message around other examples of where you've delivered value to the automotive sector. So value those verticals and give some of these niche events a try. So that's our top 4 tips for today. I hope they've been useful, but if there are other topics you'd like us to cover in later posts, please drop them in the comments below.